friend, welcome. If we haven't met yet, I'm Jen. I'm a part-time online clothing reseller, which means I go to thrift stores, I buy used clothes, I list them on eBay and Poshmark, and I sell them hopefully for a profit. Today is April 29th. It's Tuesday. I usually do a ship with me video where I ship what sold in the last 24 hours. And I only sold one item. It was like a $10 item, and I'm just gonna wait and ship it tomorrow with hopefully more things. So far, that's not looking promising. Today is not going so great either, so we'll see. But I thought we could have a little reseller chat. I was thinking about three, I think, really important things that you should know. Maybe you're a seasoned reseller and you need reminded of these things. Maybe you're brand new and no one's told you yet. So I am going to share with you. The first thing is, this is hard. It's hard work. Is it rewarding? Yes. Is it fun? Can be. Is it worth it? I think so. 100% I think so. But it's hard. There are days for me, like today, when I don't have any sales. I only had one really tiny sale yesterday, and it feels discouraging and disheartening. And like I know I've said to my husband in the past, like I feel like I'm just spinning my wheels and nothing is happening. I'm not gaining any traction. And that can be really hard and really frustrating. There's times when the sourcing feels dry and you don't feel like you're finding enough items that sell. There are the days, for me anyway, I have too many items right now that I haven't listed yet. And so I'm not getting to do the fun part, the sourcing, because I don't want to have too much stuff. There's also just the monotony of the photographing, the listing, the shipping. It's just pretty much the same all the time until we find something real exciting we're really excited to list, or something that sells for a lot of money and we get really excited about. I don't say this to be discouraging. I don't say this to be like, don't do it. I think that this is a lot of fun, and I think that when I say this, I mean reselling. I think it's a lot of fun. I think it's rewarding. I think that it can be, there's a lot of positives. I've talked about this before. What are some positives for you? Actually, I think that's going to be the question of the day. I usually ask the question of the day at the end of the video, but I think that I think that's a great way to start today. Is, what are the positives of reselling for you? What is the reason you do it? I can tell you, for me, I enjoy it. I have fun. I get to do it with my kids, either around me or helping me. I don't have to leave to go work. My primary job is a stay-at-home homeschool mom. I enjoy, I forget what I said. I have a pretty massive headache right now, so I get off the rails pretty regularly anyway, but when something is out of the norm, like a headache, it happens even more frequently. Okay. I don't think I said, I like that it gives items new life, a new chance to, live again, right? There's less waste going into the landfill. I think that I enjoy this part of it. I enjoy chatting with you as we, talk about different aspects of reselling. But there are just some really hard things about it. So, I really did just full on lose my train of thought. Maybe that means it's time to move on and go to the next one. And this was spurred on by a comment a couple videos ago, and it was a very kind, I think it came from a genuine place from this person, and they basically just said, I love how sometimes my kids are in the video, not like in the video, but you can hear them and they talk to me, and they said, I love how patient you are with your kids. I wish I could always be patient like that. And I feel that, I really do. But my response was, the reality is I'm not always patient. You see a 20 to 30 minute snippet that's often edited of my life. And so my second thing that I want to tell you is that social media is not real. It's not real life. We see edited versions of people. We see edited versions of their lives, of their businesses. You know, there are so many videos that I see. It's like my top sales in April. And so they'll only share the top 10 or whatever, or all the things that sold for more than $50. And so they don't share the $10 sales or the whatever. I actually just saw a few months ago when TikTok was being banned, there were a ton of TikTok creators who the night before it was to shut down went on and like made all these confessions of like, this wasn't real, I faked this. And then the next day the ban was postponed or whatever, and they had to live with the consequences of their confessions, and rightly so. I mean, they were the ones who were misleading people in the first place. But I once saw a creator say she had an actual in-person friend who was also a creator and had done like home videos, you know, like where they clean or they do like projects with their kids or whatever. She said it was an Airbnb. It wasn't actually her home. She would actually go to this Airbnb and pretend to like clean it for her TikTok content. And while I think that there are some really honest and really open people on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, whatever else there is, I'm sure there's other things I don't even know about. But while I'm sure that there are honest, authentic people on there, there are some that just aren't. And to kind of put that into the context of reselling, there are people out there who are faking sales, who are planting things in thrift stores. Do I think the majority of people are doing that? No, I don't. But I do think that there are some out there who do that. And that's really sad to me. Even people who, hopefully like me, I feel like I fall into this where I try to be very real, very open, very authentic. I still edit stuff out, right? You don't see my kids like be disrespectful to me, because if they come out here yelling, I turn my video off. I edit that part out. So you don't see that part. If they're coming to me and they're asking me something and I happen to raise my voice, I turn that off. I edit that part out. If I don't edit out my ums and my stutters and my rabbit trails and my brain glitches, right? All that stuff is pretty much 100% me. But there still are things even that I do edit out, because you don't need to see that. And I don't necessarily need to share that. So I just want to say that again, not to be like super negative, but to say, sometimes when we see these creators, these influencers, these people on social media, videos, posts, or whatever, we're like, why can't I be like them? Maybe they're not being like them. I don't know. I think it's just a good reality check to say, you know what? That's really cool for them. That was a 2-minute video that I saw out of their lives that they edited down, right? This was a 20-minute video that I saw on YouTube that had cuts and edits in it. That's not her full 24 hours in the day. And I think that just helps, for me anyway, to keep me in check especially when I'm dealing with the hard of the number one. This is really hard. And then I go on social media and I'm like, why is it so easy for that person? Well, maybe it's not. And it helps me just keep my perspective in check. All right, I thought about at the beginning, going like, 3 important things you need to know about reselling, and the third one, you won't believe it. Have you ever seen those? Like, it's always like 10 tips to know about how to unplug your bathroom drain, and the 8th is unbelievable. I don't know, they're dumb, but it's always really something random, and you can't miss the last tip. And I was like, I should do that. Can't miss the third thing I'm about to say. But I really do think it's the most important. So I'm gonna take a sip of my coffee, because right now it's helping my headache, and it tastes good, if I'm being real honest. And I'm gonna tell you the most important thing. And I need you to hear this. I'm gonna try to look right into your soul and not get distracted by my face on the screen or all the things that are going on. Because I really do truly think that this is important. And I think my guess is you don't hear it, or you don't hear it enough. You're doing a great job. I'm gonna say it again. You're doing a great job. All right, that's it. I'm gonna go. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you. Make sure you like the video, subscribe if you haven't. I will see you soon.